What's going on, everybody? This is the first episode. Sorry about that. I'm a little excited here. Of Game Time at the Movies, a new podcast being brought to you by yours truly, Robert Palacios, and my co-host, Abraham Trevino. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just recovering from this flu here, but I'm super excited about this new venture that we're going to get into together. I know we've done a couple of podcasts in the past. We've done these trial runs. We've done you guest starring on my show, and then we tried doing a sports show. We've done like so many different versions where we brought on other people. But I think this, like you said, this is probably third time's a charm, right?
Yeah, exactly. Super excited about this. This is going to be two of the things. I love watching movies, but I think you're more of this is more of your genre and all that, but or your thing. But sports is you and I. We can just go on and on, and I'll chime in with the movies. But yeah, this is going to be something good. I'm excited. So I'm super stoked. So yeah, you're here live, buddy. I mean, we haven't done a face to face since what? Maybe after COVID. Maybe?
Yeah, probably we did maybe an episode or two post-COVID, but yeah, it's been a while since, I mean, obviously we've seen each other in person
right, yeah.
since, but this is the first time we're actually doing, since from earlier, I know we had your show with your brother,
right?
You still do from time to time, but I know you wanted to venture and do this and make it for real. And, we got the studio. I got the soundboard here, which is, we're working out all the kinks.
This is what you've always wanted, Robert. I know. We got the mics, we got the setup here, we got everything. So this is, happy palace, happy home.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be, some growing pains, but, I'm super excited, man. And, I'm happy to be doing this. There's so many things that we can talk about. We can go for hours on just sports like football, but I really want to try to combine all these different things, like you said, movies. I want to hear everybody's opinions.
Right. And I know with sports, we're not going to just do like football. I know we're going to do like wrestling.
I want to get back into basketball.
Yeah, basketball, a little bit of college football. I know college football is huge. College basketball, maybe Final Four. I don't know. I'm not really big on that.
I could watch the Final Four. I don't know if I could watch for a season, but definitely the Final Four I can get into. Yeah. Maybe, we do an episode where we fill out our brackets. I've always wanted to do one of those things. I've never done it. And also baseball, more towards the hunt for October when like the pennant race and stuff like that. I mean, maybe we can cover like something like something brief, but yeah, playoff baseball.
Yeah, playoff.
I do definitely get into that. I can actually watch it more now just because the game's faster now with a lot of the stuff that they've done.
Yeah.
A lot of the upgrades. So the game is more watchable on television. So whether it's regular season or postseason, but for sure playoffs, we can definitely dive into that. That's what we want to do, folks. We want to dive into many different ventures here in the pop culture bubble and sports, and just talk about a lot of different things. There's so much stuff now in the world to watch. So this is just our perspective on it, and I always enjoy these conversations. And why not turn it into a podcast as opposed to just talking about it here and there?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah.
All right, so we got a couple of topics for today's episode. Nothing too it's not going to be so much of a long episode. We just want to make this more of an introduction. So we got a couple little topics just to, get your appetite wet. So first one that I came up with, of course, this is going to be a collaborative effort. So I produced today's episode as far as like the rundown, but there'll be episodes where Abraham will produce or we'll co-produce, or maybe we'll do specifically just football for an episode, depending on what's going on. But right now there's just a lot of stuff, so we want to just combine it into one. So first off is best movie of the summer.
Man,
let's get into that.
Okay,
I think it was a good summer at the movies.
Really good summer. I mean, we saw a couple of them ourselves, you and I, with Jake and stuff like that. I got to go with Weapons, Robert. As mine,
okay.
I got to go with Weapons. I believe it or not, I still haven't seen Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I guess Superman, but Weapons, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I think it was a really good movie. Zach Kreger, he's the director from Babylon.
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Yeah.
Gosh damn, I don't know why I said Babylon. And you saw Barbarian, right?
Yeah, I think we saw it in
Oh,
Dallas.
we did. We saw it in Dallas. Yes.
See, now you forgot.
Yeah, and that movie got me like, I thought it was Skarsgård the whole time. Like maybe he was a creeper.
It was a total Zag movie, which I like.
Yeah, and so I enjoyed it, and I liked Julia Garner. She was good. I like her from Ozark and of course some other movies. But Josh Brolin, I liked him as well.
Absolutely.
Benedict Wong. I mean, there was kind of a little bit of twist there. I think
Creepy.
Overkill majorly on his husband. But anyway, I thought it was a good movie. I guess the only downside on that is, and I think maybe you mentioned it or Jake, but that you were hoping it was more like Aliens, kind of maybe
more supernatural,
right? Instead of it being more like witchcraft.
That's actually not what disappointed me. I mean, I was fine with what the third act revealed, and again, we won't put that for you folks. We want you to go check this movie out. There's some movies where we will spoil full on, but this is one of those where go check it out for yourself. I was more disappointed in the pace, because like it told the movie from different perspectives, right? So it's like going and going, and you're like getting really into it. Oh, we're gonna get the reveal here, and then boom, it would cut to another character. Which on my show I mentioned, like if they had cut the perspective of maybe like one or two characters, that probably could have helped the pacing a little bit. But other than that, I was even fine with what the reveal was. Like it was fine. Yeah, sorry people that I kind of gave what it was, but I don't think so. Well, I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Pretty funny. It was funny. It had some funny stuff there. I know there a little bit of, well, we won't say, but some stuff towards the end where it kind of changed up. It kind of was like, oh, he didn't expect that. Yeah. But anyway, overall, I like that movie. So out of everything you saw, you're going to go with Weapons. Okay. Yeah. And just to give it some perspective for everybody, like, you know, there was F1, there was Superman, there was Mission Impossible, Lilo and Stitch. I'm going to go with one like that's not too obvious. And for me, you know, the obvious would be maybe to say like Superman or F1. Right. I'm going to go with Karate Kid Legends. Ooh, I didn't. That was a very fun family film, old school type, feel good movie. It was the branching of two different versions. You know, there was the Ralph Macchio version, and who's now like in that Mr. Miyagi role. Right. And then there's Jackie Chan. And I don't really remember much from his version, but bringing his character back and kind of merging and doing this new thing. It was a super crowd pleaser. I saw it in a full theater with my daughter, and there was clapping, there was cheering, there was like, you know, one of those good old fashioned sports movies where everyone's like just really into it. Yeah. And I really liked it. You know, like it didn't break the mold on anything, but it was just very old school and just like just classic sports movie and just feel good. And I can't wait to revisit that. It's going to be coming out, I believe, this week on 4K and Blu-ray, and I pre-ordered my copy, of course, because I'm just a huge Karate Kid fan. And for me, it's just one of those. It was a nice watch with my daughter. She really liked it too. Yeah. But man, just a lot of fun. That was actually a movie that I really wanted to see, and I'm going to have to wait for it to stream so I'll probably just get it on Prime or something like that. But tell me, Robert, you don't have to tell me much, but was this movie what you thought it was going to be? Yeah, I mean, I was expecting maybe a little bit more tie into Cobra Kai just because we're coming off of that series ending, and there's a nice little nugget to it, like that really pays off. Right. It doesn't come till the very end, but there's no spoilers there, but once you see it, you're like, oh my God, like where was this like in the movie? But you know, it didn't do too well at the box office, so I don't know if there's a sequel pending for this. But then again, I'm pretty sure it didn't cost that much to make, so maybe possible also. So let me ask you. So with Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio, I mean, would you expect a sequel? I mean, would you like if they did a sequel? Sure, but I'm also like, the way it ends, it's like, okay, you know, the Karate Kid franchise spanning from 1984 till now. I mean, it's gone on along, and then we got the 6 seasons of the Cobra Kai TV show. I've gotten my fill of it, so I'm one of those, like, if they make 100 more of these, I'm gonna go watch it 100 more times, you know. But I'm also satisfied if this is like the end of it. If they did, okay, if they just stop at that point. Okay, yeah, all right, not bad. All right, so those are our best movies of the summer. Just to recap for the audience here, Abe has Weapons from director Zach Cregger, which is out in theaters now, starring Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, Benedict Wong. And then mine is Karate Kid Legends, which is, I believe it's available. You can rent it now on digital, but I'm a physical media guy. I'll preach that a lot on this podcast. I'm all about owning it on physical form It's going to be coming out, I believe, this Tuesday. So hopefully my mailbox should be full with the Karate Kids disc soon. So I'm looking forward to revisiting that.
Real quick, Robert, this isn't on the itinerary, but or on the docket, but what's your movie that's going to be coming out that you want to watch, like that's coming out next? Like what's next? Like I know we already planned our movie where we're watching with Jake and all that, but I remember you said something about Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt?
Oh no, no, I'm sorry, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes, it's not my number one, but it's the next one that's soon,
right?
That I'm really looking forward to, and it's called One Battle After Another, from director Paul Thomas Anderson. He's done Boogie Nights and The Master, all these really classic. They're more like indie favorites, but they're just really, really good films. And I'm expecting another one here with DiCaprio and Sean Penn and Benicio del Toro. It's going to have an incredible cast.
Right. And so just one more on this one. So out of all the movies that are out playing right now, which would you tell the audience, hey, this is like the must see, you got to go see this?
Two for me. So Weapons, like you mentioned, of course, because you get your comedy, you get your horror, you get your thrill. Then if you want like a fun blockbuster, just go check out Superman. I thought it was just really well made, fun movie. It didn't take itself too seriously, but it's still like just one of those old school like comic book movies that just, it gives you everything you want, right? In a typical James Gunn movie, it's got a bunch of heart, it's got a bunch of comedy, and then it's also got a little bit something to say. I could have done a little bit without the preachiness, but it's just enough where it doesn't distract. But that's just that would be my pick. And also, it's on back on a couple of IMAX screens. But if you can see F1 on a big screen, that's just was must see. I mean, the movie was nothing new, but as a spectacle, it was really worth the IMAX screen time.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Not bad.
All right, let's move it along here, folks. We're going to keep it with another movie that premiered this summer, a couple of weeks after Superman, and that was the Fantastic Four: First Steps. But what we're going to talk about here is specifically the box office. So it opened up, Abe, to $117 million. Now that's pretty solid for any type of Hollywood movie. Anything above 100 for me is like pretty awesome. But what was really eye-popping for this was the precipitous drop it would have every other week. Mm-hmm. Now, Superman held every other week. Like, it dropped like 50% the second week.
Right.
But people were still going during the week. Fantastic Four dropped almost 70% the second weekend, which made, for me, it was one of two things. One is that it was completely front-loaded and people were just, it was more of the curiosity factor to just kind of get it out of the way. Right. That was one of the reasons I went to go see it out real quickly, because I know this is the lead up to Avengers Doomsday, which we can talk about in a little bit.
Right.
But ever since then, it's just been dropping more and more and more. And right now it's sitting at about 230 million as opposed to Superman, which is in the almost 340 million range.
I saw that.
So that movie's been making money. And this is the same type of genre. And it's like, has the MCU peaked? I don't know. What are your thoughts before I give you mine?
So I haven't seen Fantastic Four, but I want to say, I mean, the casting isn't all bad. I wonder if maybe the Pedro Pascal casting as Mr. Fantastic.
I know Jake don't want to hear it, but I think that may have something to do with it.
Yeah, I just and remember I sent the meme in our chat where it had E.T. and it had Pedro Pascal. they cast, and I was just like, and I don't know, I don't hate him, and I think he's a good actor.
Same here. I have nothing against him.
Yeah, I have nothing against him, but I was like, I felt like they should have gone with like a less of a nobody, maybe.
I'm going to counter that. I think they need, and I mentioned this a few years ago on Facebook. I put, what is this MCU going to be going forward? You need an anchor.
Yeah.
The first set, you had Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans kind of hankering the entire thing. So you had those two big superstars to really latch onto. What have we really had in this version of the MCU post Endgame? Who's the big star?
No one. Nobody really.
And that's a problem because Marvel wants you to think like, no, it's the brand that's carrying it. But I'm like, no, it's like basketball, it's like football, it's like wrestling. You need stars to carry the product.
And I think with the comparison of Superman and Fantastic Four is now everybody's like, hey, James Gunn saw what he did with Guardians, so now he's coming to DC. Let's see what he does with Superman. And I think he did. I think it was typical James Gunn.
Yeah.
And so I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. And I mean, I guess people wanted to see like what the difference is with Henry Cavill and
there was a curiosity factor.
Yeah,
but it ended up also just being a good movie.
And I've been reading. So I'll tell you in a little bit, and I want to get your thoughts on it. And you're probably going to be like, I hate it, but anyway, going back to that with Fantastic Four. So the very first two Fox's Fantastic Four,
right?
One was and two was just like really, and so I think when that happened, people were just kind of like and then when Fox did the reboot, that one was just horrible. I think you said that was your favorite.
I like it, but it was a total flop, total bomb.
So I think I don't. You know what? Let me tell you something, Robert. Do you think the Fantastic Four, like they're more of supporters, like supporting, like hey, like you got your big guns, like Iron Man, Captain America, Avengers. Do you feel like they're more of like a
second tier,
like a second, like maybe like, oh, hey, we got help. Hey, Fantastic Four's here, great. Yeah. Like they don't need their whole like origin. Like we don't need to know about them, right? Yeah. Because I feel like that's how it is. Like they're kind of like B, like they're Team B or Team C. And you've got your A team up here, and then of course they're going to get gas or they need help. So here comes these people. I feel like that's how they are. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like they don't need to like do everybody, and I think that's what they're trying to do. And then Fantastic Four, they've never really been that power team, you know. Well, I could be wrong.
Let me put it to you this way. This brings it back to the star power. So let's say we're in the prime careers of, let's say, a Tom Cruise and a Julia Roberts, and you put them as Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman.
Right.
You're looking at that movie completely different, right? Like, holy crap, Tom Cruise as Mr. Fantastic.
Well, I'm like, shit, you got Tom Cruise.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why I think star power matters. Now, with this version and this cast, it does kind of look second tier and, kind of like, you're just off on a side adventure, but they're not the heavies to carry the entire thing.
Right. I don't know. I felt like maybe, and going back to Pedro Pascal, I think maybe like if they would have gone Tom Cruise, I wouldn't have been mad because he actually works out. Like he works out and he's ripped and he's good at his age. So, Pedro Pascal, he's like a dad. He looks like a Theo, like he's my uncle or something like that. Yeah. And I don't see him as a superhero. I don't know. I mean, and I could be wrong. I mean, everybody has their opinions, but I mean, I'm still going to watch it. I need to watch it. And, I mean, we'll see, but looking at the previews, and every time I look at the preview when he was like, what did they say? Are you able to save us or can you help us? And I was thinking, Robert,
are we safe? I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I know you haven't seen the movie. The movie's fine. The movie's, it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I also left thinking like, man, like they could have done more. Like, I think it played it a little too safe.
Right.
It kind of went away from what made Marvel. I mean, it was standalone. Don't get me wrong. Like, there wasn't like, oh my God. Well, I'm sure if you look deep enough, there's Easter eggs. But you walked away with a singular story, and yes, you have the connection to Avengers Doomsday at the end.
Right.
But for the most part, the movie is self-contained.
Do you feel like this should have been released like next year? Like summer, so that way
I don't think it would have mattered.
It wouldn't matter, yeah.
And this brings me. Let's circle it back to the MCU peaking. Like, I think no matter where you put this movie, I think it was going to do what it was going to do.
Right.
And I think the hardcores are always going to go check it out. So you'll have that big opening, 117 million.
Right.
But then like all the casuals have kind of like tuned out from it, so that's why you're not seeing it make as much money.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes me wonder what's ahead for like Doomsday, man. Like,
yeah,
like yes, you're gonna have everybody in it, but you also like with the casual audience, like what have you been building? Like this kind of looks like just everything thrown at the wall. And yes, it's going to make like a gajillion dollars.
Right.
I'm kind of worried if it's even going to be good. You know, you're hearing reports of like script not being finished, fights on set, not completed scripts. You're hearing actors like, oh yeah, I don't know if I'm done filming because they don't have a story finished. And it's like, this is not how movies are made, man.
Right.
And that's where I think James Gunn and DC are going to take a different approach.
Yeah.
You know, he's not going to go into production for certain movies if they don't have completed scripts or anything like that. So I like that approach. You know, are all the movies going to be, that doesn't mean all the movies are going to be good, but at least they'll have a vision and what it wants to be. So, for me, my answer to the question, has the MCU peaked? I think it has. I think they're not going to go away, obviously, but I think we're at a point now where we should stop expecting these movies to gross. Unless it's Avengers or Spider-Man.
Right.
These movies are not going to gross over $300 million or even make $1 billion at the box office worldwide.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I agree. I think when you had the very beginning of Robert Downey RDJ and then going from there, how they did the build up, I think that was awesome. But it was
great. Storytelling,
right?
It was, each movie doing its own thing.
Yes, it had its thing, and then now it's just like, okay, what was that other movie that came out not too long ago?
Thunderbolts.
Yes, and I'm like, I mean, that, again, do we really need that kind of movie like that? I mean. And I get it, but I think they should have just stuck how they did it originally, and it worked for them, and it worked for so long to where it did the buildup of Avengers, and then with Thanos and all that, and so.
I mean, I compare it to wrestling. Like, this summer they did Goldberg's retirement match, but like they brought it up out of nowhere. Like it wasn't a long thought out process.
Yeah,
and did it do the number that they wanted to do to get like some ratings? Sure. But it wasn't like a well thought out thing, and like the execution of it was just kind of like, all right, like this should have been a bigger deal, but it wasn't. Yeah. And that's what I'm kind of thinking for Doomsday, where like, yes, everyone's going to come out and see it, but there's no built in story to like for the payoff,
Right. And I'm wondering, and that there's so many people that are going to be in this movie, Doomsday, like so many people. So, and what is it going to be, like 3 hours? But even at that, like, are you going to kill them off like that? Like, are they just going to come in here and be like, I think
it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think a bunch of these people were probably brought back just to be killed off. Like,
yeah, because I mean that's what he does. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. But I mean, we're gonna watch Doomsday. We gotta watch it
for sure. Yeah. But last point I want to make, it's like this should be a little concerning based on the movies that we've gotten. This new Avengers movie is supposed to be focused on the Fantastic Four and the Thunderbolts, and they both underwhelmed. So if I'm Disney, I'm like, they're probably doing a bunch of tweaks right now to that story. Now you're hearing reports that Deadpool might be in it. That could be a pivot.
That, and then I don't know if you saw that on the set that they show Punisher's van. So I guess they're going to put him in there. Yeah.
They're going to try everything.
Yeah.
They need this movie to make $1 bajillion.
Yeah. Because, I mean, when it comes out next year, and I believe
in December.
Yeah. But isn't there Batman 2? No, right?
No,
it starts filming
Batman 2 is barely going to go into production. The only movie coming out before Avengers will be Spider-Man, and they're doing their own thing. That's fine. I'm sure it'll connect somehow, but I wouldn't be shocked if Avengers moves again.
You think so?
I would say May 2027. That's my early bet.
Because there's two parts to this Doomsday, right?
It's Doomsday and then Secret Wars.
Okay, but he's still he's still kind of like the villain in Secret Wars.
I guess we don't know. We don't know yet.
I always get thrown off on those, but isn't that one supposed to come out like the year after? And that's supposed to
but the more Doomsday gets pushed, the other movie will get pushed just as well. Yeah. So it's a domino effect.
Man, well, I don't know.
I think this is good for movies because you're seeing like people want different things, and that's fine. And I've always said, and Jake probably be like, you just hate the MCU, and same thing with Little Steven. You just hate the comic book movies. Like, no, I don't. I just think that them being the main focus and everything and sucking out all the air out of all the movies is what was bad for the industry. But now you're seeing things like F1 and Weapons and Sinners, and all these other movies just doing great. And it's like that's what we need. We just need just a diverse product of everything.
Yeah.
I think we're good on that topic.
I'm good with Fantastic Four.
All right.
Real quick before you go on to the next segment, real quick, and this is going to stay on to the movies. You and this could be for like another show. But real quick, Henry Cavill, you and I are both Waynes. We're Batman. and the reports are maybe Gunn thinking of Cavill as Wade. I see you shaking your head, Robert, because there goes Robert. It's got to be a no name.
No, I just bring him in as something else, like
so
something else that's not a heavy. I'm sorry, you can't go from Superman to Batman.
Well, I mean, it's a different
right
world.
But like, if he pops up on screen as Batman, the first thing people are going to be like, he was Superman. Like,
okay, but you don't see him as a Wayne. Like, you don't think?
No, I don't. No, he's Superman. Or he was Superman.
So what would you see him as? Like,
I don't know.
Character?
He can be a made up villain. He can be, I don't know. He could be whoever. Just not. It has to be something completely different from what he played.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to say that.
Sorry,
but it's okay. I mean, I'm not pounding my chest on that. I still want Alan
Richardson.
Richardson.
You want to talk about a non-inspired pick right there?
You hate that one. We'll talk about that one when we do a Batman episode.
Yeah, we'll get that down the docket. All right, next up here on Game Time at the Movies. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. It's Abraham Trevino's sports headline of the week. Micah Parsons and Dallas Cowboys. Is the relationship over? Take it away.
So I'm going to go a little bit on this one. Okay, so
sure.
You probably don't remember this because you're not a Cowboys, but I am. But I remember when CD was going through that contract, the contract talk and all that stuff. And
hey, I know everything that's going on in the NFL. Of course, I know about this story. But
so then the reporter turns over to Micah and goes, "Hey, Micah, like, are you worried about what the contract and yada yada yada?" And he's like, "No, I'm not worried about the money. I want to play. I want to make this team great and do all this stuff." And then here we are. You fast forward into 2025 training camp, and this guy wants to get traded because now it's about a contract dispute, and it's like, what the heck? So, I believe they did give him an offer on the table, and I believe it was like for $140 million, I think, for like 4 years or something like that. But
he wants more.
He wants more. Yeah, he wants more. So, more of these lines real quick, Robert. The Packers did offer two ones, a 2, and then one of their best players. And I believe it was like one of their corners or a safety. That they have a standout safety or a standout corner, one of those. And they were going to offer that person to go to Dallas. And of course, your buddy, Jerry Jones, said, hell no. Also, I reported that Micah did on his podcast say, and they showed it on Sunday Night Football, and they said that Micah, when Denver was playing, that Micah, his destination, he would love to play in Denver and all that because they have a great defense and this and that, and they do have a good defense. He doesn't want to be there. Like, I don't know if you get that vibe too, but I feel like, and there's other players that have said, "Oh, I don't want to be here. I want to get traded," and then they get a contract, boom, like that, and they're okay. They're good. Micah, I feel like he wants out. Like, he wants to be out of there. I think he's like, hey, this is a shit show of the team, and I think he wants to really play for like a contender or go somewhere else. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, but I believe if he sits out, he's on his last year of the rookie contract. So if he sits out, then he sits out. But of course, the Cowboys can tag him, correct? And then if he doesn't sign that and he sits again and he sits out again, and then they can tag him again. So it can typically be like 3 years before he plays again, right? If he's being a little girl about it.
I guess.
I'm assuming so. I think that's how the franchise tag goes. Like, if you don't sign that tenure, then you're sitting out. You're going to sit out that year.
Didn't this guy put out like a formal, like, written statement on his Instagram or Twitter? I mean, did CeeDee Lamb do anything to that extent or anything like that?
No. I
mean, I think this is really a case of he wants out.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones is known for dragging these things out, and I'm gonna get into it. I haven't watched it yet, but there's a Dallas Cowboys documentary that just premiered on Netflix, and it's mainly told from the perspective of Jerry Jones. So I'm gonna be interested to see if any of that correlates with what's going on with Micah as far as like dragging things out, and he loves the headlines and the spotlight. I'm sure he loves that. All of this is being talked about, regardless of whether it's negative or positive.
Right.
It gets them in the news. And, Jerry Jones, I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast, and he was talking about how he likes to see himself as a character in a show. That's what the Dallas Cowboys is. It's a show.
Yeah.
And Jerry Jones likes to just make himself a part of it. And that has to be a lot of what's going on here.
Yeah, I honestly, I feel like they should just get what they can. You're going to get a good amount for him. And, I mean, I know that they want him in the AFC. They don't want him in the NFC, of course.
Oh, for sure.
But at this point, I mean, you're getting 2 1s, you're getting the 2, and then you would have gotten the best star player. So, I mean, shoot, I would have done that deal. You don't play Green Bay all the time unless you make the playoffs. But that to me,
if he's going anywhere, it's not going to be the NFC.
I get that, Robert. But I mean, you can't just like be like, oh, well, no, we don't want that trade. Let's hold on to him, and then you lose out on not getting anything. Because,
true.
Or what if it to where he sits out this year, he sits out next year, and then it's just like, oh, well, he hasn't played in 2 years, so we don't know what type of shape he's in. Yeah, he's been working outside, but that doesn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, and I could be wrong on all this, but I think the Cowboys should get what they can for him now. Now it seems like you got to give this guy like money. Like you got to make him, what is it? Like what's a non-quarterback? I don't even know I'm going to have to look that up at some point.
Who's like the highest paid?
Yeah, like non-quarterback. And I think they just signed, no?
It's got to be like a receiver, no? Or is it like a TJ Watt or something like that?
TJ Watt.
Okay.
And TJ Watt, I think, is only at I think it was like 160, 150, 160, I think, or something like that. I could be wrong. I could be off.
But it's probably somewhere in that range.
So for a non-quarterback, I mean, would you pay him like, so that means, so what, you got to give him like 180, 190? I mean, close to 200? Why?
I mean, I wouldn't, but then again, like, look at what you're dealing with this season. Like, I mean, we know our certain buddy of ours just thinks every year it's just going to happen, but like there's a lot of factors in here that are just not looking good for the Cowboys, and then if you tie down more money to him, that's just not looking good for the future of that franchise. You don't have room to do anything else, because you're locked with all three, right? Dak, CD, and him, and then you just got Pickens, and then what if this guy breaks out? Then you got to pay him. Yeah. How are you going to pay him? Yeah. So they're also comparing this to, and I keep mentioning the Dallas Cowboys documentary, but wasn't this like a similar situation with Emmitt Smith where he held out, didn't play the first 2 games, got paid, they won the Super Bowl, but I don't think this team is in that same shape.
No,
because even if you pay him, like I don't know how much difference it's going to be for this season, anyways, for the Cowboys.
They have a lot of things. That defense from Eberflus. I mean, he was with the Dallas Cowboys back in 2012 or something like that. I don't know, but I don't even think Schottenheimer. I don't understand that. I don't understand that one at all. I'm still kind of scratching my head, but I mean, it is what it is. I was trying to tell you the other night that he reminds me of that guy from Miami. What's that Miami coach?
Mike McDaniel?
Yeah, like trying to kind of be like him, like with the hat, and I don't know. They got a lot of issues. I don't know how this is going to play out with the Cowboys. Do they sign Dak? But why would you wait for almost after their season starts? I mean,
so I guess to answer your own question, is it a yes or no on the relationship being over?
I say yes, because this guy is even talking about it on his podcast. This guy is already doing his. You need to get rid of him if he's already saying, I want to play here or I'll play here or whatever. Like, you got to get rid of him.
You think so? You don't think if he just gets the money that he wants?
Robert, let's put it in. Okay, you, for instance, if you're playing and then it's your contract year and you're just like, hey, I want out of here. Like, so if they go and they tell you, or here, $210 million contract for 5 years, you're just going to be like, oh shit, I love it here now. Let me sign on here and let me just. So all of a sudden you did it for publicity?
Well, the NFL's a business. I mean,
I understand that.
This isn't the first time we've seen, like,
No, Robert.
What other teams you've seen other players where they talk gripe and talk
shit?
No.
And
they end up signing.
They do that, but none of those players have ever said, the year before, the year prior, when their other players getting paid, like, oh, money is not an option. Like, no, I'm not worried about the money. Like, everything's going to work out. It's going to get done.
Yeah.
He's in his final year, so I feel like he should have just been like, let's just see what happens and then go from there. And instead, he's like, hey, like, oh, I don't want to be, I don't want to be here. I want them to trade me. I want out now. And then he goes in his podcast show and he's saying the same thing. And it's just, I gotta go. I think it's done.
I want to say yes, just because that'll make me happy, and that's content for us, and just more dysfunction. But this is just like that same bickering couple that says they're going to break up, and then they don't, and then you're just like, oh, why are they together? But who cares? I think he's going to end up getting his money, and then it's still going to be a lost season for this team, regardless.
Yeah, I mean, it's lost either with or without him, so it doesn't really matter on that one.
All right. Sticking with football, I know we're still a couple weeks out from the season. I think we're heading into week 3. I think I saw my Patriots are losing right now to the Giants. Doesn't mean anything, but still, I think we should try to make some early Super Bowl 60 predictions.
Yeah.
This is not a lock it in, but this is just kind of like where you're feeling at the moment.
Real quick before we go to that, I just want to say that college starts this week, and then the big game is number 1 Texas versus number 3 Ohio State. Robert,
race for Archie Manning.
Robert hates Manning. Robert hates the Manning family, and his dad's already stirring up some. Oh no, not the dad, the grandpa Archie. Is it Archie?
I forgot what his name is, but Archie's already pushed back on whatever the grandpa said. So,
yeah, well, the grandpa's saying like he's gonna stay.
No. Archie already pushed back on that, saying like there's nothing set in stone. So he's gonna go into the draft next year. Get out of here. He's going.
Who gets him? Because I mean,
it's going to be the Saints. Probably that's probably going to be the worst team of the year.
You think so?
And it lands perfectly, right? Because his dad played for the Saints.
So if the Saints do end up, you think? Well, he would have to declare before the draft, right? So we don't even. Well, I guess he would know by that time, right?
Yeah.
Because it just depends. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
I mean, that's my guess. What other team you think is going to be that rotten? It's either them or Cleveland, but the Saints have Kellen Moore as the coach. I trust Kevin Stefanski to pull out a couple of victories.
Well, they got like 6 quarterbacks, so
who's the starting quarterback for the Saints?
It's Flacco. Oh, for the Saints?
Yeah.
Who is it? This guy named not Spencer Rattler.
The great Derek Carr retired.
No. Jake. I don't know his name. He's a rookie. Oh, damn.
See, that's all you need to know.
Spayer. I don't know his name, but yeah, he's the starter. But yeah, it's probably going to be bad. But anyway, okay. So Super Bowl picks, huh?
Yeah. Super Bowl predictions.
You're gonna like mine.
But again, this is early. We're not locking anything in. We'll do that in a few weeks. I'll let you go first.
So let me write mine right here, and I'll write yours down.
Sure.
Jake's I'm not worried about him right now.
I mean, you can write it down, but it's not locked in.
No, it's not locked in. But I'm saying when we come back to revisit or yeah. So for the AFC, I've got Denver.
Okay,
representing.
You're hopping on that train.
I am.
Hard.
Oh, come on, Robert.
Everyone's starting to do it now, so I'm kind of
don't, Robert. You do that all the time.
Don't get me wrong; they're going to be good, but everyone's starting to feel it a little bit. I'm like, I'm going to zag.
Man,
I'm going to zag.
This is typical. I've known you for a while, buddy, and I should have known you. That. I knew you were going to do that.
Let's not get caught up on the name me a quarterback in their second year where it's like they just continue to skyrocket. Like there's always a little bit of a dip.
Burrow,
but Burrow, did he start off hot? No, he didn't. He started off injured, didn't he? So his was different. He ascended.
Allen
was bad at first.
Yeah. Bo Nix wasn't like bad. I mean, Bo Nix wasn't the best, but he wasn't the best.
That's what I'm saying.
But he wasn't good.
We look at him, and we look at Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud. What happened to C.J. Stroud in the second year? But after we were hyping him up, like
but I mean, Bo Nix wasn't like a top high pick. He wasn't a high pick though, like these guys were.
Wasn't he?
No, I think he was like pick 10 or 11.
Still a high draft pick. Still in the first round.
It's first round, but it's not like the top 5.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I think Denver's going to be really good. But the fact that everyone now is starting to like kind of creep up and hop on that train, I'm like, I'm going to go the other way.
I knew you were going to do that. Anyway, all right. So I got Denver representing the AFC.
Okay. NFC.
I'm going to go with the Lions again.
Lions.
I got to go Lions.
They lost Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator, and they lost who's the other guy?
But
the guy who's
Aaron Glenn
coaching the he's coaching the Jets.
Okay, but they still got Campbell. They're getting Aiden Hutchinson back.
Right, but Campbell's not a schematic guy. He's a rah-rah guy. He's a culture guy,
okay,
which is what he did.
The culture is what you need.
But you need schematics.
What if Micah ends up going to Detroit because that's one of the destinations?
I mean, cool, but you still need a good defensive scheme and all that stuff to get it done. I think they're going to take a dip from what they were last season.
Robert.
You think they're not?
I don't think
Without
so.
Ben Johnson's offensive mind?
I don't think so.
You think they're just going to be the same?
I think they're going to be there. They're going to be a contender.
No dip at all.
They're going to be a contender. I think they're going to be contenders.
I'm not saying not being contender, but to say they're going to be the exact same team?
Maybe not the same. Maybe just a little bit of decline, but not like a dip. No.
Well, I'm not saying dip like end of the world, but I'm just saying like, okay, there's clear regression here.
I got to go Lions on here because who else in the NFC? Who?
You're going to see right now.
Yeah. Oh.
You ready for my pick?
Such a homer, dude.
Let's start with the AFC.
Okay.
First of all, shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles for whooping that ass of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm glad I haven't heard anything of the Kansas City Chiefs or Mahomes this year.
So glad.
This offseason would have been just nauseating had they won. I would have been hearing like, oh, the Mahomes is the greatest of all time already, this and that. Nothing. Good job, media. Good job by you by not talking about him. Great.
I love it.
I think this is the year of Josh Allen. I really do think this is the year that they're finally going to pull through. The Buffalo Bills will be representing the AFC after defeating my Patriots in the AFC Championship game to head to Super Bowl 60. That's the AFC. That's my pick right now. My early prediction, the Buffalo Bills. Then on the NFC, I like consistency. I like building. All these other teams, they've lost pieces. You look at, we just talked about the Lions.
Right.
They lost Aaron Glenn. They lost Ben Johnson. I think that's going to hurt them when it matters most. The Vikings changed a quarterback. Do we know what J.J. McCarthy is? We don't know. Caleb Williams and the Bears, they're a mixed bag. They got a whole new coaching system. They got to work out all their kinks. 49ers, always injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay, we don't know. Who's the one team that constantly builds and constantly has like that same core of people and they keep adding and building? Tampa Bay Buccaneers, baby.
I freaking knew it, dude.
Tampa, Buffalo, Super Bowl. Baker versus Josh Allen. Oh, man. That would be like one of the highest scoring Super Bowls ever. And I'm going to put me down for this prediction. You can lock this one in, Abe. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will have the number one offense in the entire NFL this season. Lock it in now. The number one offense. What do you think about that matchup?
What's the wager?
I'm not wagering, but I'm just saying. I'm just locking it in.
For that, we need a wager.
Because
you're gonna have to.
You're going to
pay
the season
for that.
hasn't started
No,
yet.
no. I'm not talking about the Super Bowl prediction. I'm talking about them being.
No, that's
the
fine.
number one
But the
offense in
wager can
NFL.
still come down the line once we get rocking and rolling for the regular
No, because
season.
I'm going to get you to watch Predator Badlands on IMAX. It's going to happen. So yeah,
But that has nothing to do with this.
No. This is going to be a wager.
That's fine, but we can come up with a wager later. But I'm just saying.
I knew. It's so predictable with you, man. Like,
how is it predictable?
The Bucks. The Bills are going to take out my Pats, and no, those are my Pats now.
No,
you
You forget I'm the only one that's allowed to have two teams in this world.
You
the
neglect
greatest fan of all time.
No. Now you want to say you're a Raider? No, get out of here with that.
I'm not a Raider. They are going to be good, but I'm not a Raider.
They are. Real quick. This is something I wanted to add real quick. Rookie to watch.
Travis Hunter, I guess.
I'm going to go with. I could be saying this wrong.
There's also the receiver for the Bucks that they got from Ohio State.
Right.
Mbuka, I think is his last name.
Yes, the Bucks. That's it. Oh my gosh, that guy,
dude,
man.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, him.
And Godwin just got
Bucky Irving.
Godwin just got taken off the PUP list, so he's going to be.
I mean, he probably won't play till October, but it's okay.
Yeah,
we need him down the stretch, not right now.
That Ibuka guy, oh man.
So again, why are you laughing off my pick of the Bucks in the Super Bowl?
But I'm not going to be like that and say, oh yeah, they'll be in the Super Bowl.
But I gave you good reasons.
You did.
Like, come on, like
you did.
What, you want me to be the obvious and be like Green Bay or Caleb? Now that he's got Ben Johnson, now they're going to be a contender.
Hey, they
could.
He looked good. Caleb looked good finally, but I mean, of course, it's preseason, so
we'll see. I think there's going to be a lot of growing pains with that team.
Yeah,
it's not going to just be right out the gate. And again, I'm all about that second year dip. There'll be a little bit with Jaden Daniels. There's tape on him now. He's not coming out of nowhere. Like their teams are going to be able to plan for him better.
So you're saying the Bucks being the number one offense is going to be like how you're going to be in the fantasy football number one?
I'm back, baby.
Oh man, it's Aja. If you're listening or when you listen,
I'm coming for her too.
Yeah, you're not going to be in the Super Bowl. It was a fluke. It was a fluke. Yeah, I had a bad year.
I'm back after the ACL injury, out a full year.
Could be the matchup that everybody wants. Me versus Palace
for a third straight time.
Yeah,
settle it. The trilogy.
Palace Bowl 3. Give it to me. I'll take it. I'll take 2 out of 3.
Either way, I'm back. Fantasy is going to be a lot of fun this year. There's a lot of potential here for players, and looking forward to it. Draft is next Friday.
It's next Friday, the 29th at 8 p.m. live on ESPN app. Super excited. And
they
I'm
made
ready.
a lot of changes to that ESPN app.
They did.
I don't like it.
They did. It's just I was just like, wait, what? How do you?
It used to look all colorful and cool. Now it's like super corporate and plain.
Yeah, and I was like, what the heck is going on here? But I'm super excited for fantasy football. Always excited for that. And so I'm ready for that. But okay, I got our Super Bowl picks here.
Again, early.
They're early.
Early picks, not locked in. That'll come probably in the next 2-3 weeks, folks. Once we do like a full football preview show,
right?
We'll lock in, and then the way me and Abe have always done it is that we'll make an early pick, and then Thanksgiving we have the opportunity to either revise it or keep it as is, and then after Thanksgiving it's like locked in till the end. So
right, definitely on that one.
Yeah, football's back, man. I'm so happy. Yeah, man. I just needed to get here already because it's just, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like I said, football. I mean, what is it? Friday, right? Friday, there's a game.
There's a Friday. This. I mean,
the season opener.
That's been the case the last couple seasons, but yeah, this season it'll be the Chiefs and the Chargers. It's going to be free on YouTube, so everybody will get to see it. Just the way it is now. NFL's everywhere.
Yeah.
ESPN bought the rights to the NFL Network and Red Zone, so we'll be seeing a lot more NFL stuff on ESPN. WWE is going to be on ESPN. So ESPN's on the up and up, even though I counted them out like a long time ago. But WWE is going there, so I guess.
I'm excited. Everything is changing this year, Robert. We got a new show, new,
got to adapt,
new productions, everything. So super excited for this football season.
All right, there's plenty of football talk to come later this season on this show on Game Time at the Movies with Rob and Abe. A lot more of that to come, but let's get to the final segment and the main event of our show. And it's going to be a movie review for you guys. It's the movie Nobody 2 starring Bob Odenkirk, which we checked out a few days ago on a discount day. Thankful for that, for the theaters for doing that. We'll be watching a lot more movies together and doing reviews for you all. So that discount day really works, unless it's something we really want to see, like Predator Badlands for Abe, and for me, like The Running Man.
Oh, The Running Man. Yeah.
But let's talk about Nobody 2 here, the sequel to I believe it was from 2021. 2021. Yep. So that movie came out during the pandemic. I remember liking it, and I haven't revisited it since. But it was a fun kind of like a little bit more of a comedic take on a John Wick style movie.
Right.
What are your thoughts on the first Nobody?
The first one, I thought it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it, and that was a movie that I could watch over and over because I enjoyed it. Bob Odenkirk. Yeah, I like him. He's a funny guy.
He's a good actor.
He is, and it mostly focused on him. It wasn't all about like the family.
Yeah.
So I like that. It was kind of like his story, I guess, or like kind of.
And
like
it was like a slow reveal of what he was, right? Like,
right.
Like the previews were like, well, why? What is it about this guy?
Yeah,
like, he's a total Joe Schmo.
Like, who the hell is this guy?
The last guy you would think that would, beat somebody's ass in a bus, which is one of the standouts of that movie. Is that,
right.
That bus fight. Fast forward a couple years, and we have the sequel. Marketing, I thought, was just looked super lackluster. Family goes on vacation. They get into some hijinks, and it's playing up more of the comedy than more of the grittiness of the first one. I don't know. What were your overall thoughts on this movie?
You had a lot of characters. I mean, like actors.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd was funny. I mean,
is he? I thought he was just a corpse in this movie. God bless.
I cringed on Sharon Stone when I don't want to say too much, but when she did that dance move, yeah. But when she was doing those dance moves, I was kind of like thrown off, and I was like, oh my God. Now I asked Jake, who is that? And he goes, that's Sharon Stone. I was like, what? That's Sharon Stone? And real quick, they're going to have her do Basic Instinct 2 or something like that.
No, she did Basic Instinct 2. I think they're rebooting.
Oh, they're doing a reboot and shit. I don't know. But anyway, Colin Hanks.
Yeah.
Robert Hanks. I was like, what? Juan Ortiz. And I was like, okay.
He's fine.
He's okay. But overall, Robert, the whole family thing, and then like the son, like starting to be one of them kick-ass people too. Like they beat the crap out of people, and kind of like the dad. And then I don't know. I don't know. It was okay. It wasn't like the best. It wasn't like the best movie or a really good movie. Would I see it again? Probably not. I don't know if you remember the very end of part 1 where they had like that little end credit where Christopher Lloyd and Raza are in
they were like
van.
On a trip, right?
They were going like somewhere. They're going somewhere with all the like the guns and all this. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's going to be build up for a sequel. They're going to do something more on the next one. They didn't. They kind of went away from that. They went on a family vacation, and I didn't like that it would go like, oh, our family needs this. Or remember in the first movie, they were separate and then they like bonded, him and the wife. And then on this one, it's kind of like, oh, I'm getting tired. Like it's like, oh, we see these in movies, and I'm like, they could have done without that.
Super like stereotypical tropes in movies.
Yeah.
Oh, you work too much. You don't spend enough time with the family, and it's like you should have come to terms with that at the end of the first movie,
right?
Like, of what this guy is and what he does.
So I don't know if you remember or you paid attention. I'm pretty sure you did, but where you caught this, where the guy that the agent or the boss, and he's talking to Bob Odenkirk, and he goes, "Well, you owe this debt." Like, how did he get the debt? Like, I would have liked to know.
They didn't
like,
explain anything.
Yeah,
it's just total dumper sequel territory. It's a lazy script.
Yeah,
it feels like something that was like they turned it into nobody's script. It might have been somebody's just like outline of a whatever movie. Like, oh, let's make this for Bob Odenkirk or whatever.
Right.
Just bad dialogue. No development on anybody. No development on the lore. Like you mentioned, like the end of the first one, he's like, okay, well, this might be leading to something. And it's
right.
Like, just a bunch of nothing.
This is the Griswolds going to Wally World. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
that's basically what it tries to be.
Yeah.
Like, let's just throw in some action in there. Just bad dialogue. There was a point in the movie where Colin Hanks, just a lot of bad dialogue in this movie. And I know he's better than this. But there's a line in the movie where he's talking to one of the villains and he looks over at a box and you could totally tell it's like chemical related and it's like a bomb, and he's like, hey, what's that thing in the box? Or like just total like just what is who wrote this?
Oh my gosh, yeah, Colin Hanks, man. And anyway,
Bob Odenkirk was good, don't get me wrong. His Hutch, like he's always just an entertaining presence, but man, this movie did not need to exist, and it just
I felt well, if it did exist, I felt like it should have been without the family. Like it should have just been.
It should have just kept building and like if you're gonna focus on the Sharon Stone cartel thing, like focus more on that.
Right.
It just felt like a nothing storyline.
Well,
like, there was never any stakes.
Yeah, like when they introduced her and they're the little casino.
They introduced her like more than like an hour into the movie.
Yeah,
and the movie's only an hour and a half.
And then she freaking like just kills the guy, and then I was like, wait, what? And Yeah, that should have been. There was no build up.
Yeah.
So
and then I didn't care about the kids. Like the daughter gets slapped at one point, but it's like I laughed. Like I don't know. It's just, you didn't care about anybody in this movie.
And I think on the boat scene, they were kind of trying to do like the bus scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, just trying to recreate that magic.
And then I'm gonna give this away. Sorry if you.
No, that's all right. You can spoil this.
Yeah, where they cut the thumb, kind of like John Wick style, and I was like, oh my gosh, and yeah, it's not a movie that I would be like, oh, I'm glad we only paid $4.99 for it.
And I know Jake is like, well, it's not, doesn't have to be Oscar worthy. And dude, I enjoy the Expendables movie. Shut up. What are you talking about? Like, I know how to enjoy movies like this, but at least make it entertaining and fun. And I didn't think this was fun at all. I thought it was boring. And for an hour and a half, it like took forever. I was like, dude, there's just nothing. There's no life to this movie. Yeah, I was severely disappointed.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, like I said, it wasn't bad. I mean, well, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't.
Like, I wouldn't watch it again.
No, that's why I said I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't even buy it.
Go watch the first one again if you want. I told this to my dad. He's like, oh, how was it? I was like, dude, the first one was like way better. Like, you want to enjoy that character, like just watch the first movie. Like this one was just nothing.
But I like the action. Like if you're gonna have action and comedy, that's fine.
Then, like, good.
No, it wasn't because they were doing like
you're talking
like,
about the first movie.
No, yeah, the first one was like action, but the second one was just like, oh, Daddy, we love you, this and that. You need to spend time, and then it goes to where you need to leave me. You need to leave, and this is me telling you. It's like enough with the love stuff. Like I want action. Right. I want action.
But like you said, even the boat fight they try to redo, like the bus scene,
right?
There was nothing to that scene. There was nothing fun about it, nothing creative about it.
It didn't make me go, oh dang. No, it was just like, what the hell. It was typical.
2 stars out of 4 for me.
I give it 2.
I mean, it's watchable, but really spend your money, go watch Superman or something like that.
Superman was great. That was a great movie.
Any more thoughts on Nobody 2?
No, I hope they don't do a 3.
Bob Odenkirk has talked about doing 4 of these. So,
oh my gosh!
But I think it only made like $10 million this weekend. It didn't cost a lot, so it doesn't have to make a lot to make up for the production budget. But
do you think that? I mean, 2 sucked, but do you think maybe 3, like they can probably like?
They need a better screenwriter and just more focus. This was just. Christopher Lloyd doesn't do anything in this movie. He goes on the family to the vacation, then he just disappears.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that's more to do with like his age. He can't really probably do much anymore. So that's not his fault. But then it's like, why do you have him in this movie then? I
felt like they should have had more of Raza in that movie. And
sure, but he didn't even fit in the text of what they were trying to do with this movie. Like
he didn't. That's why they had him go to the...
You can tell like they shoehorned him in the script. Like, we need him here at the end.
They're like, bring him in over here. It's just like, what the hell? Yeah. No, nothing else on this movie.
All right, folks, that's out in theaters now. And what's probably the next movie we're going to check out? We're getting close. Conjuring, that's coming out... September 4th. It's football weekend.
But we're going on a Tuesday. Discount Tuesday.
So is that probably when we'll see another episode? Or we'll have one before?
I feel like we should have one before.
We'll probably have a big football one before we do another movie.
Well, I'd like to have one before the fantasy draft.
Next week, what are we going to talk about? Huh? You know, you think I'm going to give you my strategy on that show?
Yeah, come on,
you're going to see none of my strategy.
Yeah, give me a good.
So you can collude. Get out of here.
Typical Robert. Always.
It's okay. I'm coming for the championship. It doesn't matter.
It's okay. You're gonna face me again.
It doesn't matter.
You're gonna face me. You're gonna face me in Abe Field.
If anything, I'm still the reigning defending champion.
No. I know we're going to get socials made for this podcast.
Yeah, this is kind of more of a raw pilot, so we really have nothing to plug social-wise, but we do just want to plug the name Game Time at the Movies.
This will be released on your like Spotify.
We'll get it on all the platforms, Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Google, however.
Yeah, and then of course, eventually in time or down the line, we'll have our visitors and stuff like that. Hopefully, we'll get Jake on here.
Yeah, some point down the line. You created the artwork for the pod,
Yes.
which looks awesome. Can't wait to show that to people whenever it pops up on your feeds. Again, it's Game Time at the Movies, so just search that. You'll find this podcast. This is a co-collaboration, so this has nothing to do with my show, which I'll still do, but this is another fun venture that I'm happy to jump into here and talking all this nonsense with Abe.
And you're plugging in your show, right? At your Palace, Robert Palace.
Yeah, the Robert Palace podcast, also available on all podcast platforms. But again, this is more to promote this one, Game Time at the Movies. And I think that's going to do it for this episode. A nice little fun chat that we've had here.
Yes, sir. I enjoyed it.
Oh, last thing before we sign off. Peacemaker Season 2 starts tonight. Are you going to be watching that? No. Dude, it's the follow-up to Superman. Are you not going to get into the DC world?
I mean, I am, but...
Come on, Batman guy.
Another subscription? No, like...
You don't have HBO Max? Maybe I'll lend you my credentials and you can watch it.
I still got to watch season 1.
You haven't even seen season 1? Oh my gosh, I just rewatched that recently and I thought it was fantastic. I didn't like it at first, but then I was like, I don't know what I was going through back then, but doing this rewatch, it's a lot of fun. And then he pops up in Superman for a couple seconds. So this is all going to connect to the new DCU. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Peacemaker Season 2. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. It's going to be week to week.
That you said. So we're doing next week a show?
We'll come up with something. We'll come up. I'll let you produce next week if you want to. But if you think you're going to get any strategy out of me on what I'm going to do in fantasy, you got another thing coming.
I already know what your typical move is.
Oh my God, Giants up 28-10 on my Patriots.
Ooh, it's preseason, people. It's preseason.
My Pats were 2-0 though. They were 2-0 in preseason.
Look, I like Mike Vrabel being the coach there, so I like him. I like Vrabel. I love it.
It's my team, man.
I love it.
My team.
I love it. I think he'll do something like how he did over in Tennessee for his first, he was there for 8 seasons, 9 seasons, 10 or something like that. So I think he'll do something good.
All right, buddy. Good job by you on this first episode. A lot of let's do it again. Yeah, good job by you.
It's a pilot show. All right. Yeah, all right.
Cool.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, we're going to sign off here for this first episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, we told you what it's called. Game Time at the Movies. Coming to you weekly with football season starting. Fall movies coming up. A lot of stuff to talk about. Again, this is a co-production, so the formats will be completely different every week or bi-weekly, however we do this show. Either way, we're getting into this venture together. Happy to do it. Anything else you want to say before we sign off?
I'm good. Just give us a listen, and like I said, or like Robert said, it's something different. So hope you enjoy it.
All right, take it easy, guys.